one of the stories that caught my attention was Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh. He's a Michigan man, but he skedaddled once the NCAA came breathing down his neck. So Jim Harbaugh, back in the NFL, he could not say enough nice things, if you didn't see this, about Justin Herbert. Now, Justin Herbert didn't play in the exhibition game against the Cowboys over the weekend, but this actually goes back prior to that, as the Chargers had a situation that developed on an elevator at the team hotel over the weekend, and anywhere from 11 to 12 players were stuck in an elevator, and they weren't just stuck there for 10 minutes. They were stuck there for a few hours at the team hotel in downtown Dallas, and the Chargers in town to do the dance with the Dallas Cowboys and ended up winning the game. Not that that matters, but the story here is the 11 to 12 players, and I guess they can't get an exact number, stuck in that elevator. But Jim Harbaugh, then they were let out by the Dallas Fire Department. And there's a big complicated thing and all that. More on that in a minute. But listen to Jim Harbaugh. We have some audio here. Listen to Jim Harbaugh wax poetic about his quarterback, Justin Herbert, being stuck in an elevator. Let's go to the audio tape.
That's a shared experience. I mean, brought them closer together. I just missed it, being on that elevator. And it's like, I wish I could have been there with those guys, And but Justin Herbert was, and the remarkable things that came out of it was, to a guy, Tarheeb, young rookie player. It's like, wow, Justin Herbert's a leader. I mean, he was a rock. Kept everybody calm. And Jerry Fouts told me the same thing. Pulled me aside after they got out, and just how great Justin was, and everybody. I mean, everybody kept their poise, and you get in those situations, and it's a test of wills.
A test of wills. All right. Let us discuss. Give me your reaction. You just heard it. Jim Harbaugh, NFL head coach, breaking down the Chargers elevator malfunction. So I've got Ringmaster, Weasel, and 8-Ball. And we will combine all of these things together. We're going to put them into the hopper, and we're going to make pancakes. Everyone gets a pancake. So number one. Jim Harbaugh on brand. We talked about it last week. He is next level with zany commentary. And a lot of it's just bullshoy. It's bull junk. It's bull crap, however you want to say it. He knows what he's doing. It's strategic. Last week, he said that he decided to take his wife out to dinner because the team had a good practice. That was his famous quote last week. This week, it is the repartee being on point again with the elevator snafu. And just Harbaugh being Harbaugh here. He is the ringmaster of the circus of hot air. Jim Harbaugh. Come one, come all, fun for all ages. Following the Shakespearean model from King John from Shakespeare, painting the lily. That's essentially what he's doing. He's embellishing everything. He wishes he would have been stuck in the elevator. I came close. I was almost stuck in the elevator. What a leader. What a leader. Herbert, let me tell you something. You think Patrick Mahomes would be that kind of a leader in an elevator? No. Josh Allen, are you kidding me? Justin effing Herbert, greatest NFL quarterback, stuck in an elevator. The poise. The man was a rock. Rock! Now, here's how I relate to this, actually. I was stuck in an elevator myself. My parents and I were coming back from an East Coast trip. We were stuck at L.A. International Airport, LAX. Got stuck in an elevator. We also needed the fire department to come get us out of the elevator. The only difference between that and the Charger situation is I had no one after we got out of the elevator talk about my poise and my leadership and all that, because all I did was play on my phone in the elevator until the fire department came, and then I got out of the elevator and we got in the car and we left. That's how that went. So this was supposedly a little more complex. They had to climb out of the elevator because usually what they do is these elevators, the way they're designed, is they have a key, and then they can manually bring the elevator to the next closest floor, and then you just open the doors manually and you get out. For some reason, that apparently did not happen in this situation with the Chargers at the hotel. Now, page 2. We're going to move away from the Chargers, and instead it's a fashionista conversation. Some NFL players have been publicly on the record debating whether or not to wear the Guardian cap. Many are choosing the swagger over player safety, and people are upset by this. The padded headgear, you might see it. The players look like idiots. It's available for players to use in games. First time here in 2024. If you've watched some of these exhibition games, you might have seen players wearing the cap. They added a cover to make it look a little less obvious, a little less ridiculous, and you can see it there. So it looks kind of like the helmet. And one of the players that went on the record avoiding the padded headgear would be the Ravens wideout Rashod Bateman, who said the whole thing's just an awkward situation. He said it messes up everybody's swag on the field, Bateman said. You'll never see him wearing that in a game, he stated. Titans center, somebody named Lloyd Cushenberry, that's a good name, Lloyd Cushenberry, had a similar comment when asked about this. Guardian cap said it looks goofy. I don't know anyone that would disagree that it just looks goofy. Okay, then. But the main quote here from Rashod Bateman of the Ravens, that's the money quote, so we'll go with that. Rashod Bateman of the Ravens says he will, quote, never wear the Guardian cap on top of his helmet there because it messes up everybody's swag. Are you okay with this? Yes! I don't understand the faux outrage. Well, I shouldn't say I don't understand it. I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's stupid. It's sign of the times and all that. So I do understand it. I just think it's ridiculous, and so that's my position. Last I checked, it's not mandatory. Until the NFL mandates that every single player has to wear this, then it is optional. And I get it. I'm the same way. Listen, I can wear different headphones, but as the kids say, I'm worried about the drip. That's what I'm worried about, right? Come on. I am. I got an image to protect, and so does Rashod Bateman. When you're at this level of fashionista, it's not for everybody. This job is not that easy. It's not. Right? You got to dress for success. Style over safety sometimes in a great fashion sense. Now, I am also skeptical of the science. Trust the science behind the Guardian cap. I did notice, I read up on this. I read a pamphlet, online thing, about the Guardian cap, and I'm a little skeptical because they used something that immediately sends a red flag in my head. Weasel words. Weasel words. On the Guardian cap website, it says the pad reduces impact up to 33%. Up to 33%. Now, up to, if you've been listening to the show, you know, is the granddaddy of weasel terms. When you go online to buy something, you will find a sale of up to 50% off, which is maybe you'll get 2% off. Maybe not even that. It's also a small sample size. These things have only been around a few years, and we're skeptical. Up to. When I see up to, I'm like, okay, see, that's jargon, that's bull crap. And how much of this is reality? Is this the placebo effect? Who knows? All right, now, final point. We go to Miami. And that is where the high-speed sports wire, as a guy I used to work for would say, has been blown up. It's going to be a big day for transactions the next 24, 48 hours as teams whittle down their roster. Most roster cuts are going to happen here soon, even though you have a couple weeks before the season begins. So, I bring that up because former Jets quarterback Mike White has been fired. He has been excommunicated from South Florida's NFL roster. He was let go. He was the projected backup quarterback for the team in South Florida. That means the Dolphins are going with Skyler Thompson as the backup quarterback to Tua. Is this cause for concern? So if you go by the Maller scale of cause for concern, 1 to 10, either direction, the Dolphins were going to sink to the bottom of the Atlantic. So it's not like this is a worse situation than if they had gone with Mike White, it's not something that gets you tingling. It doesn't get your blood flowing. Mike McDaniel is both sky high and it appears dirt cheap when it comes to this particular move because they saved a few $1 million not having to pay Mike White, they being the Dolphins. And Tua Tagovailoa, who has his own issues, can't play well in cold weather, big game performance is rather shaky, his resume in the NFL. He's fine on a Saturday afternoon against the Broncos at 1 o'clock. He's in good shape there, but in a playoff game at Arrowhead Stadium when it's freezing, not so good. But side by side, if Tua gets hurt, and shocking that he made it through last season, so if Tua goes down with an injury, the Dolphins are sitting right behind the 8 ball. And then they'll be forced to play Skyler Thompson. They did that a couple years ago. He had to start a couple of games, and that was a hot mess. And you can say the sky is